Hi everyone, welcome to Get Ready with me, Louise. So, I don't really have a new palette to go forward with today, which I had just intended at this point until the newer palette, the two that I ordered come in, to just go back through my older palettes. And then with all the news, beauty news and stuff you see, I realized that Makeup Geek was going out of business and they are having a 40% off sale. And I first started watching Marlena when I first started getting into makeup. So about 39, we'll say. I'm 42 now. So I'm late to the game when it comes to makeup. Like I wore it when I was in high school, but then I had kids and that became more important. And I kind of put myself to the, back into the burner. And now my kids are getting older, and even I have two younger kids, but they're getting older. But regardless. So I really liked the way she kind of taught the makeup in an easy to do way, effortless almost. Granted, I have no skill set, so it made it that much easier for me to figure it out. There's a lot of great makeup teachers online, obviously, but when you have no knowledge of it at all, like you need somebody that goes slow and that sort of stuff, and she did that. And I liked her opinions on stuff, and because she didn't just do her brand, but they rebranded, and I did purchase the palettes, the bigger palettes, which look like this and this here. These were the two palettes I purchased. And then I purchased some of the shimmer or foiled shades, I guess you would say. I purchased a whole bunch of stuff from the website at the time I was looking at it. Because, as I watched her do it and her philosophy to it, where you can go right down each row and create a look, or go from row 1, 2, 3, and 4 and create a look, and no matter where you choose, it will create a look. And I found that fascinating. At the same time, Natasha Denona kind of does that with her palettes too, because I have them too, the big 28 pan palettes. And basically, in a sense, this is 28 pans, Granted, these are mattes, and Natasha's got different formulas than hers. But to me, it's two different spectrums there. Natasha Denona is high end, really good formulas. Almost to like it says pro level. Now, I'm not saying Makeup Geek can't be used for pro level, because it very much can. But it's also so friendly to just everyday people that just want to do their makeup, So I thought I'd play with this and just sort of, I did try the 1, 2, 3. I went from different, from different rows, but different colors, families, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So the first thing we're going to start out with is the Pretty in Pink. But I thought we would talk about it because, I find it so sad that it is shutting down, to be honest. But at the same time, it's almost like makeup is it's fast fashion, except it's fast makeup. That's why I think ColourPop does so well. Yes, they release so much, but it's like fashion in a sense. It's in and out, in and out, in and out, And on one hand, it does work in the fashion sense of it, in the fashion world and in life, changing it up and all. But on the other hand, I find it sad for businesses that don't do the fast, fashion in a sense. Like Makeup Geek, for example. Yes, I ordered from them, but never really used it. I wanted to try it, that's why I ordered it. And I had asked for these as a Christmas present or something, or a Valentine's Day, I forget what it was, but I had wanted it for that reason, for a reason. And I had gotten it. But I ain't touched it until now. And it kind of makes me sad now, especially with them closing. And I knew the quality was there. Like, I just knew. Because, like, well, A, from other reviewers, but B, because of, like, I just couldn't see Marlena putting out bad products, you know what I mean? But I just can't believe, I mean, I can, but I can't, like, because it's like, Urban Decay is still in business. Too Faced is still in business. But I get it, because, I mean, well, not Urban Decay, but Too Faced I do understand, because they're kind of like in their own little gimmicky world in a sense. But I do wonder on how long that's going to hold out, too. Honestly, it's almost like nobody has their staple products anymore. Very few. Because they'll make a palette and they'll keep it, but as soon as it sells out, it's like it's done. And that kind of makes me sad, because, like, if you really, really do love a palette, you won't be able to get it again if you actually go through it. Or if it goes bad. That's such a pretty color, though. And even though, okay, so that was the first row. Pretty in Pink is the first row in the warm purple column. Now I'm going to go to row 2, Tuscan Sun, in the cool pink column. But I do find it really cool that you really can make any look doing it this way. Even, like, if you don't even think the shades would go, like, they really will go. I don't know why. Like, that's where it gets me. That's why I like something like this system, because it tells you how to do it. You know what I mean? Especially when you're not a professional. And I like that. It's sort of like the, what was it, Glam palette, when Natasha labeled everything where it belonged. I mean, I get it didn't work for all skin tones, and you would have to switch it around. I do get that part of it. But for someone like me who's not a, makeup artist, or doesn't see it the way, other people see color, I found that so great to make it that easy for someone. And it really did work, and it made it easy for me. And I enjoyed it because of that, But, like, these colors just blend together so nicely. I'm using my Refer brushes. I'm going to go back into that Pretty in Pink. I sat here for a long time today trying to figure out, like, what I even wanted to do, what palette. And me, I always love to match my kind of eyeshadows to my whatever I'm wearing. And of course it's black with, like, maroon and teal and stuff. And I just happened to look over it, and I seen that Makeup Geek stuff sitting there, and I thought, if not now, when? So I'm going to go into the color Curfew now, which is row 3 in the cool purple column. But, like, they are having a really good sale over there. It's 40% off. And some of the stuff's even more than that. But, I mean, I would jump on it. They don't have these particular palettes in stock anymore. But they do have some of the shades in these palettes are also as singles, so you might be able to find them. And I know some of the foiled shades were left when I looked. Because wait until you see these shades here. This, look at this. Do you see that? I mean, I did not wet the brush. I didn't even wet it. It kind of makes me think like what we've all been missing in a sense. And I've also heard people, that, weren't surprised by this and that didn't really even care, But if you're in the beauty industry, like if you're really, I don't see how you couldn't care. Just for the sheer fact of that she was an OG. Like, yes, others have created businesses and stuff, but they kind of done it off of her back in a sense. Like when she did, there was no one else before her, really. And I think that's so cool. But yeah, I don't, and I like the way Marlena does her makeup too. Like her style, like I really do. I just think she's like really down to earth and stuff in a sense. But that's just my opinion on it. I'm gonna go back into Tuscan Sun. But yeah, I was really sad to hear that. But then I'm more kind of disappointed in myself because, like, I could have been using the products and others could have been, But people don't want to see old stuff. They just want to see new. I don't know. I mean, she seems to be in good spirits about it. She got a little emotional during the video. I mean, I'm sure she's got, things planned for herself and, But, and I'm sure she had a good run while it lasted with Makeup Geek. Okay, now I'm going to take that, Curfew, the number 3 row in the cool purple, and I'm going to put it along the lower lash line. But I'm really enjoying playing in this. And in all honesty, like I said, I would go check out their site because with 40% off, like, that's a pretty good deal, I think. And I mean, they're really beginner friendly. Honestly, again, I am not a makeup artist or anything like that. Like, I'm just a consumer. And I've used a lot of different brands. And here's the thing. Her pricing, to me, no, it's not drugstore, pricing. It would be right, like, it's under, like, the MAC, but it would be, like, where, like, Urban Decay would be, I suppose, or Too Faced. Maybe, but just as good as those, if not a little bit better. You know what I mean? Just a little bit. So to me, it's definitely worth it to get the 40% off. And try it before you can't try it, I guess is where I'm going with it. Now I'm going to go into the last row, row 4. Oops, I'm going to knock everything over. And I'm going to go into the color Time Travel, which is in the blue column. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to use that as my liner. I also purchased, I used a good bit of Makeup Geek today actually. I used the eyeliner. I had bought 3 different eyeliners from them a while back. In brown, like a cream colored one, and aqua. And that's what the one I got in my waterline right now. Is the aqua. Okay. Now, I'm done with the mattes for right now. I may go back in to do something, but now I'm going to use her shimmers or her foil, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to use 2. I've got them in a different pan. So the first one I'm going to go into, let me move all this over. Now I will say it's not so easy. With the bigger ones, I had this card, you know, you put them, I had to put them in, but it had a card to let me know which, you know, as long as I don't lose this card, but the names are on the bottoms. So the shade I'm going to put on my lid though is called Daydreamer. You all brace yourselves for this, like seriously. Alright, I put some on my Refer 21, not wet. And I'm just going to put it on my lid. Do you see this? I'll pick up a little more. I mean, are you kidding me? I did not wet this brush. And here's the better part. I don't have transfer up here, okay? I have hooded eyes. I am notorious, okay, when I'm doing these looks because I don't wet them. So I do know that it is on me. For if I did wet whatever shadow I was using, I wouldn't have this issue, okay? So I do know this, but, I did not wet these shadows, not once. And, like, I have no transfer at all up here. But look at the shade, look at the shade. Like, I don't even have words for this. And there's a couple other shades too I have that I was just sitting here swatching and I was like, oh my goodness, how did I not, why did I not, you know? And there are a couple people that swear and live by Makeup Geek that I watch, like there's Britt Clark, she really loves Makeup Geek. Whitney Hendrick, now I love her. She talked about just using that for a long time, just those 2 palettes, that's all she needed. So, I mean, a lot of people do use them, but I just didn't realize what I was missing, and now I'm so sad because, like, you can't get it anymore. So for inner corner, the shade I'm going to go into is Whimsical. And again, I'm not wetting this brush, okay? This is just an Eco Tools brush in liner smudge. And I'm going to put that on my brush. And I'm going to put it on my inner corner. I'm hoping you can see this. Okay. And you know me, I like to run it up. Like that. Like, it is just so pretty. So pretty. Okay, but tell me that, look how that pops with nothing. No water, no. Oh my. Alright, I'm just going to darken this outer corner again up. And we're going to basically just back over everything one more time. Alright. I mean, I'm really mad at myself for not doing this video a year ago or so. Because I can't believe that I slept on these shadows, to be honest. I just really can't. Alright. Now I'm going to take that teal, that row 4, in the blue column, Time Travel, that shade. And I'm going to just line my lash line on my top lash. But yeah, if you can get these shadows, I highly suggest it. At least, especially if you're like a makeup lover, at least so you know what the formula was like. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to tell you, if you ever sit there and wonder if it was any good, if it was worth it, it really is. It is so worth it. And I wish that people still would have talked about it. Or that her pipeline, because she talked about all the troubles, you know, with the pandemic and everything. I wish it didn't have had to affect the way it did. This is not a perfect line, y'all, but it's gonna have to be good enough because we just gotta get this done. You know what I mean? Alright. And then all I did was curl my lashes. Let's see. Oh, this is the liner that I got. This is it. Makeup Geek Ultramarine was the color. And it's like a teal. But let's go ahead and curl my lashes. And again, I don't know if they have any. I do like their eyeliners. They're nice. So if you can get those, not a bad deal there. And I'm going to use their mascara. And I'm going to be honest, me and mascaras don't get along. If they do have it available, it's not a bad mascara. I started thinking, but it was, after I had done the rest of my face, because I do my eyes last, But I also do have a blush, a bronzer, and I think a highlight from them. That's in like a little, like a 3 thing, like a, whatever it is, a palette. Like a palette with 3, that in it. And I enjoyed using that too. So I don't know if they got any face or anything like that. I basically just was checking for, like their eyeshadows once I realized how good it was. And I know that, I don't have any influence or anything, but if anybody comes across this, pick up the shadows for real. Especially like if you have no skill, go to Makeup Geek and order some. Like, look at the colors in the palettes even, because they're listed, and pick them out from there. You don't have to have the whole palette, just pick out 4 shades and put them in a palette, or 6 shades, or 9 shades. But if you follow that row, thing, then you'll be, you can be creating any look you want. But it is so sad to hear about it. It really is. Because it just goes to show how big this makeup space has grown. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But it's which way it is growing. And it's growing in a fast fashion type of sense. Okay, now I'm going to apply it to my lower lashes. But, I mean, the mascara, if it is on there, I mean, you might as well grab it with 40% off. And try it yourself. It's not a bad mascara. By no means. But I'm not going to say it's like my all-time favorite mascara. But it's up there with, others. But for me, it's the eyeshadows, to be honest with you. It is most certainly the eyeshadows that is what won me over here today. But everything else is also very good. Because again, I just don't see Marlena putting anything out that's bad. Ever. I could be wrong, but I don't see it. But I will say that if I'm not filming something, I very well be just sticking with Makeup Geek shadows. And I find that so sad now because once I go through them, I can never get them again. But at the same time, it's like, how long will they last too? So it's almost like I want to get the use out of them while I can too, you know what I mean? So, but love, like I've got, like I said, that one, I have this one, I have this with just some like, just different kinds of like shimmers and foiled, and there's a duochrome here, and I mean, like I just didn't realize, you all, and I hate it because it's one of those things, you know how it's always like that in life, isn't it? Like you don't know what you got until it's gone. It's kind of like that. I mean, again, you saw how they perform, so take it how you want, but it is 40% off. I would say go for it. At least you can say you tried it. At least you get to actually play in it, because let me tell you, I mean, I even have like these loose shadows, loose pigments. I got a couple of these. This is Hocus Pocus and this was Illusion. I was going to use it today, but I wanted to stick with just the palettes. So, but this is the final look using those palettes. And again, I have no experience. You know, I'm just a 42-year-old who wants to play with makeup. That's it. And I had no problems using these palettes, so, or using these shadows even, because you can't get the palettes, but you can still get the shadows. So let me know down in the comments below if you have used Makeup Geek, or if you're thinking about go ahead and using, you know, trying them for the first time through the sale they're having, the closeout sale. Let me know your feelings on it. It kind of is like a full circle type of thing, really, because it's like she is the OG. I mean, she's still going to be on YouTube and stuff to make her brand, you know, for all these other influencer brands. And she's going down. And then, like, I never tried it till today, really, but I never purchased anything till whenever. And then, now it's gone. So then it's like real life, like you don't know what you got until it's gone. So, but let me know down in the comments if, like I said, if you've tried it, if you're thinking it, what you do think of it. Maybe you don't agree with me, maybe you don't like the shadows. But that's all I got for you today, and I hope it gave you something, you know, to take a look at, or it helped you in any way. But until the next time, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.